So you're all being recorded, so don't swear. So first thing I want to show you guys is I'll share my screen with you. So there's a few things I'm going to run through with you. The first thing is going to be the vision. So playing in Premier again, there are some teams that you'll be familiar with. We played Barcelona last year. We played MVLA. We play again this weekend. We played Santa Clara. It's a different team, but I think they have some of the same players. And then we have Palo Alto too. You'll see us right there holding everybody up. We conceded 18 goals. So a lot of what we're going to work on this month, this microcycle, is going to be stopping that kind of route that we end up in, where it's a 1-1 game or a 2-1 game and it ends up as a 5-1 or as a 6-1. So the first thing we're going to look at is moving into, let me shift across, sorry, hold on a second. Let's move that, there we go. Moving into April, our first theme is going to be to force a mistake. So trying to keep the ball in front of us, trying to pressure players enough for them to make a mistake and not wait for them to do something, but then also not sit back enough that they can do something to us. So it's really working on making a mistake. Second theme will be to take the space. The team we played last weekend, Pajaro Valley, you'll see, well, hopefully you're familiar with the fact that as the game opened up and it was 1-1, 2-1, we got to a stage where we ended up becoming a counter-attacking team where every pass just went forwards, constantly forwards, give the ball away, forwards, forwards, forwards. So a lot of our work is going to be on taking the space and driving forward with the ball and engaging with someone. The constants will be our communication and then playing in pairs. So when you play in a pair, you're not relying on somebody just to run away so you can kick them the ball, but actually offering support for that individual. These four right here are the methods that I use for coaching you guys. So you'll be familiar with playing a game for the whole practice and then using that as an entire focus. And then also different ways that I work with you guys. So the sessions and then all of the information that I use for planning. So I'm working through April right now. That's why you can't see it. But here is everything that we did in March that I was working through too. So all the methodologies that I use, 1, 2, sometimes with some 3. And I hadn't added the whole goal practice yet, but that's what we're moving towards. The second thing will be for your peak performance. You'll see that for me, I've added my recent scores. And again, everybody has their own tab across the bottom. Everybody should update their score. So now you start getting the full ring within the graph. You can begin to see how you're doing periodically. So for example, I actually think that my reading the game has not been as good as it could be. So I dropped myself down and you can see that in the chart right there. However, I think that my commitment, I've had a revamp in my commitment from last month where I feel excited about the way that we're going. So I feel alive and I feel excited about it. So that's why that's at a 10 right now. My soccer goal will go in here. My measurement, of course, will go there. And then I'm expecting you guys, and this is where we go to March, where I want a report from you guys. So I asked that for example, my own goal was to provide individual feedback via videos to each player. So then, of course, the measurement is each player receives feedback. Now, the report is I've tried to do as much in practice and provided video coverage for players to see from the scrimmages. And you'll see that from the videos where I'll actually send you access to them. They're on my YouTube too, but I'll send you access to them. I'm working on my video right now. When I go to the gym, I try and do double unders when I do jump rope. So by filming it and then the film is coming, I'll have that ready by this afternoon. Then my resting heart rate is 55. So I feel pretty good about that. So then for April, the same thing's going to happen. So what I want you guys to do is actually fill in the report there. and I want you to fill it in there, and I want you to fill it in there. So just give me a report. So, for example, let's look at who's on the call. Eddie's on the call. Eddie said that his soccer goal is for him to be more physical. So I want him to count the amount. So he said he's going to count the amount of times that he is physical. I'll tell you about average heart rate in a second. The fact that we're already a month in says a lot. But, Antonio, so March is be more physical for Eddie. He's going to count the times that he's physical. So for his report here, I expect him to say, I counted and I found ... This is what I experienced. This is what I thought for my own factor for being physical. Then he'll do the same thing for here, for keep doing well in school. So then what are his grades, and is he happy with that? Then for April, the same applies. Give me a new soccer goal, or give me a same soccer goal. So Eddie may say he wanted to be more physical and he doesn't think that he was. So therefore, he is going to say, I'm going to continue to work on being physical, and here is a new way I'm going to measure it. And then your juggling records are right here. So I asked everyone that was at practice last night what their juggling record is right now. That's the score they're going to put in that box right there. So you see, for me, I did a juggle in my garage earlier, or garage if you're English, and I got to 121. So throughout the month, I'll keep practicing. Every time I beat 121, I will then add it into this box. So let's say I get to 125. Well, then I'll do it again a couple of days later or the next day. And then once I get to 130 or 126, I will put it in. So then the idea is that if this was 121 for Eddie also, I would love to see this by the end of the month. Or maybe if you're like Callum, maybe you're at that number. Does that make sense to everybody? Any questions on that? Sweet. So heart rate average is to just sit down and take your pulse. You guys know how to find your pulse. You can find it on your wrist. You can find it on your neck. And you sit for 60 seconds. So you set a 60-second timer and you count every time you feel the pulse, whether it's in your wrist or in your fingers. So I did that and I ended up with, let me see right here. I ended up with a heart rate of 55. So that was after I'd just been sat down for a little while. So after this call, you guys could do it where you just sit there, 60-second timer, and sit there and wait and just see what it comes to. So again, mine was 55. No wonder you don't know what the heart rate average is. Antonio's on a different planet. So with regards to forcing a mistake and then taking the space, does anybody have any questions on that? And I'm going to unmute you all right now, just so you can say if you... everyone's unmuted. You guys have any questions on that?
Well, Antonio still wants you to give him the code for the team staff.
So you guys can still see my screen. So I'm going to share this. Antonio, actually, here's what Antonio, tell me your email address.
Yep.
Is he your favorite player?
Yep. Because I'm Argentine. I get it right because I'm Argentine. Okay.
Is that right? Is this right?
Mhm.
So now you have no excuse. So the fact that you've missed goal setting, you have 3 months to make up for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. If you had short hair, you could hear that.
He already got a haircut though.
Okay, so that was really it. I wanted to show you guys that this is LFC for us. As you can see by the teams that we're playing against, LFC have proved so far to be the best team that we played against. So there's no, there's a lot of expectation on us to carry on doing what we're doing. but there's no expectation on us to try and win the division because we've already lost 3 games. So I want you guys to be really clear on that, that our focus is on you guys players and not on us as winning the division. Is that clear?
Yeah, no, wait. Lee.
Yeah.
What team was LFC? What team was
that? Was the Liverpool team we played against.
Liverpool? They were terrible. No, they were actually terrible. No,
Then
But
why
they
do
were
we
terrible, what were we?
Are you thinking of Arsenal?
No, I'm thinking of Liverpool.
Are you positive?
That's the Liverpool team we played where we scored 2 goals right at the end, and we actually we did really well right at the end. It just took too long to get there, didn't it?
Exactly. Yes. If we were back at San Francisco, it would have been way different.
Get on home turf.
Yeah. No. When if it wasn't so hot. Yeah. Exactly.
But so that's really it for you guys. I just wanted to show you kind of where we're heading, what our focus is. So when we get to practice and I say tonight is theme 1, it's important that you guys understand what that is. So about forcing a mistake, and then if we're doing theme 2, we're talking about taking the space.